Hello everybody, I've gotten my hands on the PlayStation 4 Pro, which I'm really happy and excited to be talking a little bit about in this video. And yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about recommendations and whether or not you should be buying into this machine. So yeah, I'll see you after this little intro. Alright, so I'm actually quite excited for this console generation. It's actually a really fun generation to me. At least the big manufacturers are trying new stuff, like all of them actually. And this is the original console, which many of you know and love, I guess. And as you can see, mine is a bit scratched. And I actually won this a couple of years ago at a Sony event. And I really like my PlayStation 4. I use it all the time. I've gotten so many games on it, and it's kind of an oddity to see this upgrade in the middle of a console generation. I can't remember ever experiencing that. We're actually used to seeing like slim upgrades, like a revision of the hardware to make it cheaper for the manufacturer to produce. And this is a substantial upgrade. So without going into like the exact product details, we're used to like production companies using teraflops as like a combined result of how good a machine is. So the old PlayStation 4 is like 1.8 teraflops of computing power, and this is like 4.2 teraflops. So on paper, this is like 2 times the computing power of the PlayStation 4. So how is that actually used? I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but first of all, let me tell you about like setting this machine up and how it felt setting it up. I was actually afraid that I couldn't transfer data from my old PlayStation 4 to this machine, but it was actually really easy. All you need is a LAN cable and both of the consoles. So you start up, you boot up. The first thing you do is boot up this thing, and it tells you to do a lot of steps like connecting to Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And then it asks you if you want to transfer data from your old console, and you say yes, and you use a LAN cable. And I was afraid that I needed to like have both consoles connected to my television, and I had to like switch between HDMIs to be able to see what happened on both consoles at the same time. But I didn't need to do that, which was really awesome. You only have to like look at the screen, have this connected to your computer screen or your television. Then you just plug it into the PlayStation 4 and you press next, and then it begins transferring. I have like the 500 gig version, the early version of the PlayStation 4, and it took like, I think I would like to say 1 to 2 hours to transfer all the data. So mind that when you buy the PlayStation 4 Pro, if you are upgrading from the PlayStation 4, you are not going to be playing on this thing like immediately when you get it. The second small thing is that the controller actually has this little like transparent thing on the touchpad, which makes it easier to see what kind of color the controller has. And for games that use this, it will just be easier to see what kind of color the light is. So yeah, why does this machine exist? Why would you consider buying it actually? So I was at this event in Denmark where I saw the machine running on I think it was a 75-inch 4K television. It was really great to look at it. There were a representative from the television industry there. He told me that a big problem when selling 4K TVs were the fact that there aren't really a lot of 4K content out there. So he saw it as a really like a gatekeeper for 4K content, and I think that's why Sony wanted to like put this thing out. Right now you can like watch Netflix in 4K, and I think HBO also has like 4K content. But this machine promises 4K content on YouTube and streaming and all kinds of things like that. So for those of you who have already like invested in a 4K TV, here is a gatekeeper to 4K content. And I think that's pretty much why they wanted to make this machine. It's for the enthusiasts, it's for those who are early adopters, who like new hardware, And I've been using this allegory a lot in the past few days, where I thought of it as it's kind of like priced as one of the more expensive graphics cards out there. And I usually wait a couple of years and then I upgrade my graphics card, and it's kind of the same thing here almost. So this kind of fits that niche type of consumer who wants the very best. Plus, it actually looks really cool. So first of all, does this play 4K video games? So yes and no. So a lot of the purists out there will say, okay, this machine does not play native 4K games, or at least not a lot of them. So for example, The Last of Us Remastered is played back in native 4K 30 frames. And the Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition is, for example, played in 4K. And Skyrim Anniversary Edition, or what is it called? I can't remember what's it called. Ultimate Edition or whatever, is also played back in 4K. A lot of other games are too. But most of them, like the majority of the games you're going to play on this, are not played back in native 4K. So I'm going to try to explain it without getting too technical, but it's kind of hard to tell how this all works. So a full HD screen is comprised of a lot of small pixels. So it's 1920 times 1080. So it has like 2 million pixels. Each frame has like 2 million pixels. I'm uploading this video in 4K. So this little thing in the middle is actually the resolution of 2K or full HD. So this is how small 2K is on a big screen. So you can imagine like a PlayStation 4 trying to upscale its picture to this size. It's going to make the image blurry, simply because it doesn't have the required pixel output to make images look sharp. The PlayStation 4 helps doing this. So a lot of the games are upscaled, but it's upscaled in a really clever way. It's upscaled using something called a checkerboard rendering mode, where it kind of cheats, but it's a really good cheat. So I was at this event, as I said, where we played on a 75-inch TV, which is so big, the 4K resolution really helps, and it was insanely sharp. We had like a PlayStation 4 connected, and like the difference between the pictures, I'm not going to say that it's like the same difference as from a PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 3 to a PlayStation 4, but it's kind of like a cooler step up. It's like, okay, so I'm nearsighted, so it's kind of like putting glasses on for me. I'm like, I'm not like insanely nearsighted, but it's like making it does make everything sharper to look at, which is really, really cool. When we put on like The Last of Us, we could see a difference from like the native resolution, like it's running at 4K compared to like Uncharted 4, where it's not running in 4K but is upscaled. But the difference was so small, plus the graphic fidelity of Uncharted 4 was so much better that it made everything look way better. Another cool thing about this machine is that it supports HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range, which is kind of hard to explain, but it kind of means that you, from the spectrum from all the way to the black colors to the light colors, you have a bigger spectrum of colors between those two. So you're going to see a lot less banding on your images, for example, than you're going to see normal. So would I recommend this machine to people? I'm actually going to say that this is really hard to recommend to everyone, because it's just not a machine that's going to be for everyone. For the enthusiast, for me, for example, of course, I would want this machine. I would want a 4K TV. I want content for my 4K TV. This is one of the best ways to get content for your 4K TV. But if you're not enthusiast, one who wants to put a lot of money into it, this is just one of the choices that Sony has right now. It has also released a slim version of the PlayStation 4. This is just a choice for people. This is one of the choices, and they want to like test the waters. They want to know if they can put out this machine and sell machines, perhaps upgrade in this manner of upgrading consoles in the next few years. I find it very, very exciting actually. I had a really good time with this machine. I would say that it's kind of an odd experience to turn it on for the first time because there aren't any bells or whistles. It's kind of like just turning on the PlayStation 4, so it doesn't feel like this major gap from like the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4. You don't have that feel of like getting a new menu or some new boot screen. It's all the same. Like when you turn it off, it just says PlayStation 4 is closing down. So it doesn't even say Pro, it doesn't say anything. It's kind of like turning on an old friend, just that this friend has a bigger brain than the other version. I would really love to know in the comments down below if you're going to buy this or what you're going to use it for. I was actually really impressed by the upscaling of this machine because I thought it would be. I think there's a lot of people who are really depressed by the fact that this is not going to run 4K material like all of it native, but the cheat, which it is, like is really good and really excitingly good. And this machine just looks way better on a really big television screen, especially in 4K. So if you have a big television screen and you want that home theater experience, this is a really great option. One thing I'm really bummed down by is I was talking to like the Sony representatives when we were at this press event, and I thought to them, I think this machine is for exactly like this is a choice for the enthusiasts, and I'm an enthusiast, and I like watching movies. I like watching movies, and I wanted to go home and put this under my television and rent a Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, or buy a 4K Blu-ray movie because I wanted to see how awesome like this quality step up in like a movie quality would be, and you just can't do that. It doesn't play 4K Blu-rays, and I know that the market for Blu-ray, like 4K Blu-ray videos, are probably really abysmal, like small, really small, but I would still prefer that they put this thing in, or let me like pay some more money to put it into this machine, because I have to go out and buy a 4K Blu-ray player now, because even though we're going to get like streaming services that play back like 4K movies, it's just not going to be in those high bit rates that I want. So yeah, so that's a bit of a bummer to me. But let me know in the comments, do you care? Do you even care about that? Is that a feature that you really don't care about? Let me know, I really want to know. Another thing that I think will be actually quite exciting, that I think few people are talking about, is actually that YouTube is one of the biggest places to find 4K content. I upload 4K content just because I have this OCD thing in my head that where I want like the best quality. I have a 4K camera, and I don't mind the extra work that goes into like rendering a 4K video and producing it, because I have a good graphics card in my computer. So I really like putting up 4K videos, and it kind of reinforces that we're going to see a lot of playback of 4K now from this machine, but also from the not newly unveiled Chromecast. But there's a 4K Chromecast coming, and I think that 4K content may get like maybe on the rise, and we will see a lot more on YouTube as time goes by. But I find it kind of interesting. Will this app in the machine, this YouTube app, recommend 4K material for users when you boot it up? I would like to see that actually, and make it easier to find 4K content. But let me know what you think. I think it's kind of interesting. Yeah, so is this a machine for you? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. If you're an enthusiast like me, it is. If you haven't if you haven't bought a PlayStation 4, this is definitely the one you should buy, in my opinion, because even if you have a full HD TV, a 2K TV, you're still going to get like a lot of awesome things. And like, I'm going to recommend a couple of games. The Last of Us really looked really cool. I was surprised at how good it looks in 4K on this 75-inch television. It was so sharp. It looked really good. And then I would recommend Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition, because you have like these 3 options in the game where you can switch between 4K or 2K in 60 FPS, or 2K with lower frame rate but with better graphic fidelity. So you have these options to show it off. Skyrim also runs in 4K, which is really cool, and I'm going to go back and go on an adventure in 4K, I think. Like sitting back behind my awesome TV and just chill some 4K Skyrim, even though I can do it on my PC. There's just something about console gaming and sitting back in a couch that really is really awesome to me. But yeah, I've been rambling a lot about this machine. I really hope you have some awesome comments for me. It was really awesome going to this event, getting this machine early and try it out. It took me forever to like download updates for games and stuff like that, but it's really awesome getting these things early. And thank you for being awesome viewers. It's such a pleasure making videos for you. Please hit that like button if you like. Subscribe to me. I also have a Patreon page that I need to set up, simply because a lot of these videos take a long time to make. And yeah, I know I'm not the best at pronouncing English words all the time. It's not my mother tongue. I'm working on that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you're going to buy this monolith looking thing. It really is the Big Mac. Really is. Once again, thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Put a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this machine. Is this for you? Do you know people who would want to buy this? I really think this is an option Sony has made for those who want 4K content, and this is a content provider. It's not native 4K, but it's so good at cheating, and you have to watch it you have to like watch it to believe it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.